the previous class, we have seen what are the different types of formula that we are going to use when the sewer is going to run full, then it is going to run half full, that is nothing but it is going to run half, and it is going to run partially full. Now again, in order to solve all these problems, these particular formulas are very important in order to solve the problems. So once again we will revise these particular formulas, and then we will be going to solve the problems on the the design of sewer. Now as I have told, if the sewer is running full, then area will be is equal to pi by 4 into d square, weighted perimeter is equal to p is equal to pi d, then r is equal to the hydraulic mean depth, it is d by 4. Then when the section is running half full, then the area of cross section will become half of this, that is pi by 8 into d square, then weighted perimeter will become pi d by 2, and the hydraulic mean depth will become again d by 4. Here you need to remember that theta will be equal to 180 degrees if it is going to run half full condition. Now when the sewer is running partially full, right, these will be the formulas that we are going to use in order to solve the problems. In order to know the depth, right, we will be using the formula d by 2 into 1 minus cos theta by 2. Again, all these things I have already explained. I won't go and again explain all these things in detail in this particular class, because we need to just summarize the formulas what we are going to use. Then proportional depth is equal to small d by d is equal to 1 by 2 into cos into 1 minus cos theta by 2. Then area is equal to pi d square divided by 4 into theta divided by 360 minus sin theta divided by 2 theta. And proportional area, I have already told what is the proportional area, right? What is the meaning of this? That is the small area, that is when it is going to be filled partially and then it is going to be flowing full, then the ratio of that we call it as a proportional area. So it is given by small a by a is equal to theta divided by 360 minus sin theta divided by 2 pi. Then weighted perimeter, it is given by p is equal to pi d into theta divided by 360. This is the small a or the small d is when the sewer is going to run partially full, that is either 1 by 3 or might be 2 by 3. And when it is going to run under these circumstances, then that is nothing but it is going to represent the small a and the small a capital small p, okay, weighted perimeter and all it is nothing but when it is going to be flowing under the partially condition. So the proportional perimeter is small p by capital P is equal to theta divided by 360. Then we have also seen the hydraulic mean depth, okay, the hydraulic mean depth, that is r is equal to small a by p when it is going to flow partially full. So it is d by 4 into 1 minus 360 divided by 2 pi theta, and then proportional hydraulic mean depth small r to the capital R into 1 minus 360 sin theta divided by 2 pi theta. Then velocity of flow is given by v is equal to 1 by n r raised to 2 by 3 s raised to 1 by 2. Since we are using these smaller alphabets that represent it is flowing partially full, so the proportional velocity is equal to small v to the capital V 1 minus 360 sin theta divided by 2 pi theta divided by 2 by 3. Then again we are going to have one more formula, that is your discharge, right? So discharge, we will be using the formula Q is equal to AV, proportional discharge. So Q by capital Q is equal to small a to the capital A into r small r to the capital R raised to 2 by 3. So these are the different formula that we are going to use. Now in these particular we are going to solve the problems based on whether it is flowing full, partially full or half full. Based on these we are going to get the problems, okay. In these problems you will be asked to determine the velocity of flow, discharge, or by using the Manning's formula, then different formulas I have told you. So using those formulas we need to determine the discharge, velocity of a flow, then diameter, all these things it may be asked. You need to remember all these formulas what I have told in the previous classes and again in the revision of the today's class. Okay, now first we are going to solve very simple type of a problem. Calculate the velocity of a flow and discharge in a sewer of a circular section having diameter 1 meter dia. Okay, calculate the velocity of flow and a discharge, that is V and Q we need to calculate for a circular section which is going to have 1 meter dia, which is going to lead, that is 1 meter diameter is given, lead with having a gradient of 1 in 500 is given, that is slope is given. Use Manning's formula, that is n is equal to 0.012 has been already given to you. Assume that the sewer is running half full. When it is running half full means it is in the half condition, it is running, that means the theta is equal to 180 degrees. So proportional depth when it is running half full and to the full, the proportional depth will be equal to d by small d is equal to 0.5. The proportional depth when it is going to full partially and to the full condition. Now if it is going to flow under half condition, then small d to the capital D will become, proportional depth will become 0.5 and theta will become 180 degrees. And area, as I have told, it is pi by 8 into d square. Then wetted perimeter pi d by 2, it is already done. Then r is equal to d by 4, it is also again it is shown to you. Now here what is the diameter? Diameter is given as 1 meter. So 1 we are going to put 4. So we are going to get the wetted perimeter as 0.25. So what is the formula, Manning's formula? V is equal to 1 by n into r raised to 2 by 3 into s raised to 1 by 2. So r we have determined, okay, n we already know it, it is 0.012, r we have determined, okay, then s they have given, then v they have calculated, they have asked to calculate the velocity of flow, that is v they have asked, that is 1.479 meter per second, and the discharge, okay, discharge how we are going to calculate? Q is equal to AV formula pi by 8 into d square, d is 1 meter, and then velocity we have already calculated it. So we are going to get the discharge as 0.581 Qmax. So in this problem what has been asked is, they have asked you to determine the velocity of flow and the discharge. V and Q they have asked when it is going to flow under half full condition, and by using the different formulas that we have used, we have solved the problem. First we are going to solve the very simple type of a problem, either for a flowing for partially full condition or half condition. For these we are going to solve the problem, and then later we are going to develop a relation between the flow, the proportional depth, the proportional proportional area and all. By using those formulas again we are going to solve some different problem. Initially we are going to solve very simple kind of problems. Now in the second problem they have asked you to determine a sewer of 0.6 meter dia, the diameter is given, laid at a gradient of 1 in 400, which is going to run in a full condition. Okay, that means the sewer is consists of full of wastewater. And using Crimp-Brooks formula, right? Crimp-Brooks formula I have already told you. Calculate the velocity of a flow and the discharge. The Crimp-Brooks formula is given by 83.47 r raised to 2 by 3 s raised to 1 by 2. And then again for sewer which is going to run full, we need to see whenever the velocity has been asked by using Manning's formula, right? Whenever by using Manning's formula or by using Crimp-Brooks formula, first what we want is we want to determine r. So your first thing in order to determine the velocity, you should first think that you should first determine r, right? So in order to determine r, what is the formula corresponding has been given to you? R is equal to d by 4, that is d is 0.6 by 4, it is why 0.6, it is diameter is already given, so it is 0.6 divided by 4, and you are going to get it as 0.15 meter. Then we are going to determine by Crimp-Brooks formula. What is the formula? 83.47 r raised to 2 by 3 s raised to 1 by 2. R for value they have already given to you. It is 0.15. It is, you have calculated it. It is 0.15. So 0.15 we have replaced here. S value is already given to you. It is the slope, right? Slope you have kept it as like this. So we have determined V is equal to 1.178 meter per second. Now again Q is equal to AV in order to determine the discharge. So again, since it is flowing under a full condition, pi by 4 into d square. D is already given. Velocity is 1.178. So Q is equal to 0.333 Q max. So this is how you have determined the second problem, that is calculate the velocity of a flow and a discharge by using Crimp-Brooks formula. They have asked you velocity, they have asked you to determine the discharge when it is flowing under the full condition, when the sewer is running full of wastewater. At that time you have determined the velocity and the flow by using Crimp and Brooks formula. Now we will solve the another problem, right? We are going to solve the another problem. A stoneware sewer which is going to have 30 centimeter in dia, which is laid at a gradient of 1 in 100. So S is given, that is 1 in 100. Then a D is given, that is 0.3 meter. Then N is given 0.013, that is using the N value is equal to 0.013. In Manning's formula, calculate the velocity discharge by using Church's constant. Okay, when the sewer is running full. Again here what condition they have given is, when the sewer is running full, you need to determine the velocity, you need to determine discharge by using the Church's coefficient. Now again your primary objective is, or what is the Manning's formula? In Manning's formula you already know N, you already know S, you need to determine R. If you know determine R, then B can be easily determined. Okay, in order to determine R, what is the condition? When the sewer is running full, what is your condition? D divided by 4 is equal to 0.3 divided by 4. Why 0.3? It is 30 centimeter we have converted into meter. So it is 0.075 meter. V is equal to, then after determining R, we have determined V. So how to determine V? 1 divided by 0.013 into 0.075. What is that? That is R. Yes, 1 by 100 into 1 by 2. So V is equal to 1.368 meter per second. So again Q is equal to AV for a sewer running under full condition. So pi by 4 into d square into V. Okay. So D we already know it. It is 30 centimeter. So 0.3 meter, and then it is 1.368. So it is 0.0967 Q max. So discharge you have determined, velocity you have determined, and then you need to find out that Church's coefficient. Now Church's coefficient, how you need to calculate? V is equal to C into square root RS. Okay, V already you know it. Okay, R you already know it, right? R you already know it. What is the value of R? It is 0.075. Yes, you already know it. That is 1 by 100. So C you can easily calculate by using the Church's formula. Okay. So these are 3 problems you have solved. Now again we will solve one more problem. We are going to solve one more problem. Find the diameter and the discharge of a sewer laid in a slope of 1 in 500. So in this problem they have asked you to determine diameter, they have asked you to determine the discharge at a slope of 1 in 500, which is running half full with having a velocity 2 meter per second using the Manning's formula. In this problem, right, you need to find out whether it is going to run full or half full. In this particular problem, it is running half full. So it is theta is equal to 180 degrees. So with the velocity, first what you need to find out is, again you need to use the formulas that again I have shown it. R is equal to A by 4, P by 4. Okay. R is equal to D by 4, then P is equal to pi D by 2, area is equal to again pi by 8 into D square, which already you know it, right? But again I have explained it here. pi d into theta divided by 360, so it is 180 divided by 360, so it will become pi d by 2. So let us concentrate on this particular thing. This is our main problem, what we are going to get. So in this problem, what you need to determine is, you need to determine the diameter, right? First you need to determine the diameter and the discharge, right? Here in this Manning's formula, right, you know n, you know s, but you don't know the value of diameter d, and also the v is given, right? Just you are going to simplify, simply you are filling all these values and you are going to get the diameter d value. So 2 is equal to, y2 is equal to 2, v is equal to 2 meter per second, n is equal to 0.012, d is, which we don't know it, we need to determine d. Okay, now s is already given, s is how much, 1 in 500. So from this, calculating by solving it, right, you are going to get diameter d is equal to 1.35 meter. Then they have first problem is solved. Then what you need to determine, you need to determine the discharge, right? Discharge, how you can determine? When it is running partially full, that is half full, so it is q is equal to av, that is pi by 8 into d square, right? D square is again 1.35 and v is 2 meter per second, so q is equal to 1.43 q max. So this is how first you need to see what you determine, what you need to determine, and then you need to utilize the formula according to your requirement. Okay, now these are the very simple or a basic type of a problem that we have solved in today's class. In the next class we will be solving some of the, again the complexity of the problem, it may increases, so we will solve some other problems again in the next class. So in today's class, by using Manning's formula, you have just determined the velocity, discharge, then diameter, all these things you have determined. You need to keep in your mind is, you need to think regarding, you need to remember regarding the formulas that you are going to utilize in these particular problems. That is the basic requirement of, in order to solve these problems. And also you need to determine, you need to remember the conditions. The conditions and the formulas you need to remember. Until and unless you remember the formulas, it is not easy to solve the problem. And first of all, you need to understand the question, then only the problems can be very easily solved. Okay, so in the next class again we are going to solve some different set of the problems for the hydraulic design of a sievers. Thank you.